by police, and they don't get no justice. Somebody asked me the question, will there ever be a better day for us? And my answer to them was yes, yes. Cause we got next. Although the pressures of life is bearing down on your neck, we got next. Cause when your kingdom come, there'll be no distress. We got next. Yeshua will be ruling in righteousness. We got next. And all the evil of this world will be eradicated. We got next. We got next. We've been away from our homes for so many years, working in this world as slaves. Build up every city and town, but none to call our own. No, this seems so unfair. Yeah, but I read in the Bible where we were supposed to be on top, but because of our disobedience, the Most High placed us at the bottom. But we got next. Although the pressures of life is bearing down on your neck, we got next. Cause when your kingdom come, there'll be no distress. We got next. Yeshua will be ruling in righteousness. We got next. And all the evil of this world will be eradicated. We got next. We got next. Take a look at my people, you see their distress. Oh, but no one seems to care. I see my brother shot down in the streets by police, and they won't get no justice. Yeah. Somebody asked me the question, will there ever be a better day for us? And my answer to them was yes, yes. Cause we got next. Although the pressures of life is bearing down on your neck, we got next. Cause when your kingdom comes, there'll be no distress. We got next. Yeshua will be ruling in righteousness. We got next. And all the evils of this world will be eradicated. We got next. We got next. We got next. Although the pressures of life is bearing down on your neck, we got next. And when your kingdom comes, there'll be no distress. We got next. Yeshua will be ruling in righteousness. We got next. And all the evil of this world will be eradicated. We got next. We got next.
CO, we just missed another one.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, family. How everybody doing out there? Let's give some shout outs. Shalom Joel, Shalom Mariah, Wiggins family, Shalom. I don't think I can say that. Nafisha. Give me a thumbs up if I say that right, Nafisha. Shooterwell, what's going on? Kaya, what's going on? All praise to the Most High. We are back. TBT Radio Live. We are live. And today we are going into the topic of why are we behind the ball in business? When we look up, we see all the other nations thriving in an economical way. But for some reason, we are not thriving in that same degree or in that same prosperity. So today, we're going to go into maybe an article or two and kind of open up this dialogue in this discussion. Nafisha. Okay, pronounced Nafisha. Okay. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm glad I was close though. But getting back on the topic, we want to make sure that this is a fruitful conversation for you all. So I got two guests that I got coming in, but before I get to my guests, y'all already know it's mission statement time. Let's go ahead and get this mission statement going. We at TBT Radio Live, as a podcast and radio station, aim to embrace those who are making positive movements that will take our people and all people in the right direction in all areas in life by way of entertainment, arts, spirituality, and overall entrepreneurship mindset. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about getting into that new entrepreneurship mindset. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring my guest in. We got our brother, Ra'ash, coming back with us today. And then also, we got our deacon and also brother, Balas, coming in with us today. So, okay, here we go. Come on now. Come on. We ain't going to be...
Shalom. I'm here. All praises to the Most High, man. I'm here. It's a pleasure to be here again one more time.
All praises. So, just hopping straight into this thing. How y'all doing? Last.
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Praise the Most High. Praise the Higher. Y'all see where I'm talking from today?
Let's get it. Let them know why you speaking from there. Let them know. Give them the 411. Give them the
just some heavenly word coming down from my brothers. Heavenly word.
That's right. That's right. So
got them holy hands. You know what I'm saying?
Holy hands. Yeah. Look. Yeah, they gonna find out about them holy hands soon. If y'all ain't already, if they ain't already found out, they gonna find out soon. Music video coming soon.
For holy hands.
For holy hands.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs. You know, when I used to have the after Shabbat jam. Yeah, man, that song, that's one of the songs that we jam to over here,
Oh, okay. Praise the Most High.
We do.
Holy hands. All right, so getting straight into, this topic. Why are we behind the ball in business? Why do it seem like we're in last place when it comes to being economically conscious about what we need to do with our finances or even just bringing up a business? So we got this article that we gonna hit here real quick. We gonna scroll over to this article. Let's see here if we can get this going here, y'all. Break away. Get this going here real quick. All right. Let's get this article in these statistics. All right. So Balash, you see it?
Yep, I see it.
All right. If you don't mind reading at the top for me here.
Starting at the top with the U.S.
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is an article coming from the census.gov. It's a government website, United States government website, Census Bureau. Yep. Census Bureau releases new data on minority-owned, veteran-owned, and women-owned businesses. October 28th, 2021. The Census Bureau today released new estimates on the characteristics of employer businesses, according to the 2020 Annual Business Survey, which covers reference year 2019. Approximately 18.71 million of U.S. employer businesses were minority-owned, veteran-owned, businesses made up about 5.7 of all businesses, 5.7%. About 20.9% of businesses were owned by women.
Balaz, crunch them numbers for me, man. Go on. Balaz, crunch them numbers for them real quick, man.
So they did a census in 2019, and out of 18% of all the businesses that had employees were minority owned. So minority, that's vast. That's Hispanic, that's Black, that's, hey, we're going to put it out there. It's homosexuals now. It's all these different people they put inside of the quote unquote minority.
So that's even in itself is changing the game and it's broadening the minority community, where it's making it look like now we can potentially be a majority.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. Go ahead.
The image, the images that they paint, you know what I mean? Like, man, propaganda is something else. So this is a census. They just narrowing things down, but veteran-owned businesses made up about 5.7% of all businesses. So, that them the people that come back from the wars. So about 6% of all businesses in the United States are veteran-owned. 20%, we're gonna say 20% of businesses were owned by women. So 80% is men, 20% women. Hey, but let's be true to this, right? A lot of them men ran businesses. It's truly is side by side. It's a woman right by him. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's a woman running it. And, I used to work in Vegas. I worked for a company, and the man ran the business while the woman owned the business. But the reason why the woman owned the business, this is husband and wife I'm speaking about now. The reason why the woman owned the business was because she got the benefits of being a minority or being a woman. So what's the benefits that come with a woman running a business? Well, you can apply for grants. You can apply for, you get picked out of contracts a lot more easier because now you become a tax write-off. Minorities are a tax write-off when they contract with you. People, some people don't know that. You become a tax write-off, which is a benefit to the people that want to contract with you. Go ahead.
So no, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your statement. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's why this is important, because when you go and get a business license, there's other documents you can fill out to say that you're a minority owned business, and you're not just any business that's applying for a license. So, for example, the business that I was working for where the woman owned the business, it was a trucking company. It was a dispatching and broker and dispatching for trucks. So what they did was they let the woman name be the owner of the business while the man ran the company. Now, what would happen is when she put in a bid, why does she get looked at more than any other business? Because she's a minority. And that's a tax write-off. Go ahead.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing. So going to one of my points here, which is we lack the knowledge of different things like this. This is one reason why we're behind the bar. The lack of knowledge, and we know where that comes from as well. We lack the knowledge and the know how to do things when it comes to this, because if we was rolling with the same thing in front of the bar, hey, we know the man and the woman is together. I know that you got my best interest being a man and you being a woman. We're gonna put your name on here, all the assets in your name and blase splee, knowing that, okay, hey, this is for us, this is to benefit our family. But we got people nowadays, you let them try that. Divorce rate is high.
Yep.
Divorce rate is high. That woman will run out of the door with every single piece of that asset. So we're behind the ball because of the lack of knowledge, knowing how to do this thing. And then you got what I just spoke on. I didn't really want to go that aspect, but the Spirit brought it out. Greed and selfishness. Man. Let's get some more of this article real quick. Let's get some more of this article.
Okay, and I'm just throw in there too.
Go ahead.
Entrepreneurs, y'all better know there's more documentation with the IRS that you can fill out to say that you are a minority if you want the advantages. If you want the advantages, But again, you writing a contract with the IRS or whoever, the government, you gotta make sure you abide by the rules and things like that. So it come at a price, of course. So
I didn't know if you were trying to say something, Ra'ash, or not. Oh, okay. All right, so let's fall back into this, because we're gonna come back to that point again. Remember that point. We're gonna come back to that again.
All right, veteran. These are additional highlights. These are highlights, so they're not really getting down to the nitty gritty, right? Mm-hmm. We not get. I mean, we could ask, but I'm sure we can send a letter and ask. But look, we want some details. But these are the highlights. Veteran-owned businesses had an estimate 963 billion in receipts, 4 million employees, and about 191 billion in annual payroll.
And this is just for the year of 2021.
Yeah.
And this is
No, 2019.
2019. Okay, yeah. Okay, my bad. 2019. Go ahead.
The number of Hispanic-owned businesses had a growth of about 4.6% from 2018. In 2019, Hispanic-owned businesses made up about 6% of all businesses, with an estimated 463.3 billion in annual receipts, 2.9 million employees, and about 108 billion in annual payroll.
We see Issachar coming up in the game. So it's a lot of things going on now as well when it comes to business nowadays, since what do we want to call it? The scaredemic. What do we want to call that, Raj? what do we want to call that thing?
Man, you see, because they're actually looking at your videos to sense it. I'm just gonna say the scaredemic, like you just said.
Yeah.
We gonna use the other word, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe later I'll use it.
So with this scaredemic, since the scaredemic, the way we can make money now has went up a notch. So we see a lot of people actually making a little bit more money, actually even starting businesses, but still, nonetheless, we could have been at this. We could have been at this rate. It shouldn't have took a scaredemic for us to say, hey, I actually want to be self-sufficient. I want to build a legacy for my family. It shouldn't have took a scaredemic to put us in this position. Because we see Issachar, we know Issachar stay working, but let's go on with some of these real quick.
All right. So that's the Hispanic community and the veteran community. Now if y'all notice, they switch up the words. Again, these are highlights, so they're switching up words. So first they'll tell you, oh yeah, we did a census on minority-owned businesses. But then when they give you the percentage, they're not giving you the percentage based off of the minority. They're giving you the percentage based off of the whole aspect of all businesses. So don't be confused with, oh, okay. Don't be confused with the numbers. Read it as is, because these are highlights. It says there were an estimated 581,000 Asian-owned businesses, with about 23% in the accommodation and food services sector. Asian-owned businesses had the largest estimated receipts, 874 billion, among minority race groups across all sectors.
Of course, Hibachi getting it in. I ain't trying to come no type of way, but of course Hibachi is getting it in. I shop.
He just came from there last night.
I shop, so we know Hibachi's is getting it in. So that's on the other side of the spectrum. We know they've been out here. They've been getting to the bag. They been new to things that we did not know, that we were not hip to. They been new those things. That's crazy. So real quick, just some interaction with the audience. So how many of y'all in the audience do y'all own your own business? How many people? By a show of you can do sevens. Let's do some sevens. If you own your own business, put a 7 in there. And if you got a business that you own and you got a website or social media, drop it down there as well and let us know what businesses you got. Definitely, because we gonna show love. We gonna support. So drop them down in there. All right. So let's hit this. The last bit of this article. Then we gonna move on to our next points.
All right. There were an estimated 134,567 Black or African American owned businesses with 133 billion in annual receipts. 1.3 million employees and about 40 billion in annual payroll. About 29% of these businesses were in healthcare and social assistance sector. Wow.
Oh,
really?
There you go.
Wow. So I don't even know how to really react to that, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and we get a video taken down again. We look soon, y'all. We looking for another platform to move this thing over to, because you can't say you'll do nothing without the I don't even know what to call them. I can't think of no word to call them. We gonna find a name for them. We gonna find
the opinionated factionators.
Oh. That's an interesting one, though.
Opinionated factionators. But let's do some revelation right here. Let's do some revelation. Check this out. We're gonna do some comparison here. We got 963 billion in receipts. We got 874 billion in receipts. We got 463 billion in receipts.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the 133 billion in receipts. Who you think is the African American? They don't even know what to call it. They'd be like Black, African American.
Exactly.
Right.
Whatever you want to be called.
We don't even have a good name.
Right.
You understand? Ascribed to us. There is not even a good name.
Right.
I mean, they can't even make up their mind if they're gonna call us African Americans, or just gonna say, okay, the Black or African Americans.
And we don't have a representative that will strongly pose, look, this is what y'all need to call us.
Right. There's nobody to stand up for us. That's it.
Right. So we called minorities and Black, African, everything except for what we really are.
Yeah.
Everything except for what we really are, which are the children of Israel. That's who we are.
Yeah.
So Man, just looking at these comparisons, and I wanted to actually drive that point home that the majority of those business is healthcare.
Right.
Now healthcare is a good thing. Now we not downing healthcare, but it's the type of healthcare. Now they don't specify the type of healthcare, but we already kind of know the type of healthcare. You know, the type of mainstream healthcare that they're offering. And 9 times out of 10, it's not the one that's in our best interest or benefit. It's it's
So
just not.
they're saying that we are. Let me look at it again.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
which paragraph? I think it's the fourth
No,
point. One, two.
right. The fourth point. Right.
Yep, the fourth
So
point.
all right. So we are about what 20. Hold on. Let me see. Percentage. That's what I'm looking at.
Yep,
Oh,
30% of all of our businesses, quote
Mhm.
unquote, Black or African American, are healthcare and social assistance.
let me understand. What is social assistance again? Because I'm in Jamaica, so it might have a lot different name over here.
So social assistance, it's a vast amount, but social assistance is basically businesses that help you uh, be associative in society. And oh, say you came out of jail, right?
Oh, okay.
Like
This is
prison
something
reform.
that's gonna
So
bring you back into society. So
so
for you
they,
to be
they they would be representing convicts then.
social, not just convicts
Yeah,
though.
not just
It's other
convicts.
stuff. Any when you lack in being when you need help in society to bring you
Mm-hmm.
to a job, or you need some money, or you need business help, or any kind of help that gets you into society, social assistance. So the
Right.
businesses are kind of vast. It's not like it could be mental health. You got mental health problems? Well, we'll help
Mm-hmm.
you out too.
Right.
So all right, since and this is very interesting though. All right. So now that we have this percentage within social healthcare and as you said the social assistance sector, which you said cater for those who just want to get a start to function well for the quote unquote society, right?
Yes. Yes.
My question is then, no, because this staying on topic, why are we behind when it comes on to business? If we have that assistance and it is effective, or I don't think it from Jamaica. I hope that I'm not, you know, I may be judging the situation based on me being here, but I don't think it's helping our people. Is it? I could be wrong. Is it helping our people? This social thing here, because when I look at our people in America and you know quote unquote what they call it inner cities over there, we call it ghettos over here in Jamaica. Our
Mm-hmm.
people are our people are way below the standard of living. Not to mention Jamaica. Jamaica is a lot of it is worse out here, but based on this here that is in place, that is being owned and operated by so-called blacks, it to me it's not effective. I could be wrong. I'm just putting it out there for conversational purposes.
And see,
You
it's a
understand?
it's a it's a 50-50 thing when it comes to that, because I know, um, me personally growing into being a business owner, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it is a lot of different things out here, but it's like you gotta go through all the rubble to find all the different things. Like we had another talk about business with Balas a while ago, where Sean brought out an article where only 2% of African American people actually have a business teaching other black people how to understand finances.
You see that? And that there, right there, is it's the reason why a lot of our people who wants to, it's not that many people don't want to have a business, because who would want to work for you're working a 9 to 5 and then you're looking at the money at maybe the fortnight or the month, and when you look at it you don't. your expenses outweighs what you're getting as pay. So,
Right.
you know, persons would want to set it up, but like you said, there is not enough education as it relates to persons, you know, actually helping our community to get ahead with good information as to how to own and operate a business. That's
Right.
that's one of our downfall.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's a lot of programs out here. Some are effective, some are not. Like, cause I've dealt with some programs where it's like, you wasn't as effective as you could have been. But then it's on the both sides of the spectrum where you will have some programs that's some real good programs, but it's about the person who gets in the program. Are you going to apply it? And that's the biggest thing about our people getting into these programs, and when they get out of these programs, they don't apply it as they should. We get into a mentality. I don't know what kind of mentality is, but I'll just pretty much put it like this: we get into a mentality like we're owed something after we get into a program. Like, oh, things just supposed to drop out of thin air. Nah, Faith put that horse is dead.
That's us. Because just to continue or to extend on what you're saying. Over here in Jamaica, all right, check it out, check it out. It's over 500,000 Asian-owned businesses, right? We're looking at that the number when we look at the Asian. And remember that those businesses are businesses that are on file within the Asian community. It's way more than that.
Right.
You understand? Because check this out, in Jamaica right now, the Chinese has taken over to an extent that I just learned the other day that they're getting into our transport sector over here. Why? Because the transport sector, which was owned and operated by the government, is not effective. They are not able to manage the business. And you know what? Let me rephrase it. Because of us not having that that mindset of building our own and owning our own, corruption steps in where the transport sector becomes so dysfunctional that now we're hearing that they're training the Chinese to take it over, the transport sector. So within our community, that is why we only have social assistance and healthcare, which I don't have a problem with social assistance or especially healthcare. But what I would love to see within these fields, especially healthcare, because our people is sick to the core, that we dominate these sectors that we have here. We dominate them and even allow that other nations will be looking to us for healthcare.
Right.
As opposed to us looking to them for healthcare.
Because when you walk into these hospitals, who's the majority of the people that's taking care of people? It's our people. It's our people. There's helping folks out.
Right. So it shows that we have the knowledge, we have the skill. It's just that we are not capitalizing on it.
Right.
What we have.
We letting somebody else take the wheel, which we think is smarter. But
there you go.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna drop this early in this conversation. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna look. This is the key part to all of the economic building. And if y'all heard this quote, I heard Denzel Washington. He got asked a question. He said, "How come this black director didn't get picked over this white director?" He said, "It's not racism. It's culture. It's the culture." So right. you can go, for example, you can go get a job anywhere, but what kind of culture does that job make you maintain? Is it their culture, or is it your culture, or is it the Most High culture, or is it your tradition, or is it their tradition? So wow. Culture is the big part of any kind of practice in any society on whether or not people are going to be healthy, mentally well, spiritually well, and financially well. Because culture is attached to your finances.
Oh man, that's a point that man that is a big point right there because I asked Akyawa Allah over here, and he said to me, why we are behind, why we're trailing. Yes, we know, many people might not know outside of us understanding our true nationality and identity now that we are coming to the understanding of who we are. The nations have programmed us to function under their culture as opposed to us. You
Mm,
understand? So
mm,
our culture take the back page, right? And their culture takes center stage. So we are not operating off our own free will and our freedom as a nation. And we might have ways within where we do things within our community, right? But when we
mm-hmm,
go out into the corporate society, we cannot really bring those things and apply them. Why?
mm.
Because we have a narrative that we have to function and operate by. You understand? So when persons would go to corporate, then come back to operate their own business, a lot of the times they come back with that quote unquote culture. They don't try to use their culture to see how they can better their business. So I agree with you, Deacon, 100%.
And if you look at it, we trying to advance now I'm not saying everybody trying to do it. What I'm just generalizing. So we're trying to advance. We're in our minds, we trying to make more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
We trying to get more network. We trying to get more this. We trying to get more that. Not adapting to the culture. That's why if you notice how all now businesses now and television now, it's all changed. It's all changed from what it used to be 10, 20, 30 years ago. 30 years ago, you didn't see what you saw on TV, now.
Mm-hmm.
40 years ago, you don't see what you see on TV now. You see, because the culture was always there. All they did was make it public now. So the reason why we always gonna be behind in their society is because it's their culture that we trying to adapt to.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
So with us actually trying to adapt to a culture that one is not ours, and two that we just don't like as a people, like even from being in the world, that we just didn't really agree with certain things. It was more of a kind of go along to get along type deal. But now that time is a time, which is now, is to start changing that and start shifting that culture, because we need things to start happening different for our families, because we got a lot of things going on in the world. Now, I'm not going to speak on everything in depth, but it's a lot of things that's going on in the world that I know people even that's not about what we're about, but they like, heck no, I'm not doing that. Heck no, I would not, solicit my children to that type of behavior right there. So they already, what's going to say? Our people got a zeal, but not according to knowledge. We've always had that zeal, but we just still, like I was saying in the beginning, we lacking that knowledge. So what I want to do, go ahead.
Yeah, man, go ahead. I was just gonna pick up off what Deacon said based on what you're saying here. It goes to show that culture it plays a fundamental role within our community. If we utilize our culture, we can rise above, where we are now in terms of business. It all comes down to us accepting our culture, you understand, and marketing and promoting our culture.
Boom. Right there. We're going to pause it right there, because that's going to drive us into our next point. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through a few little ads. We about to get ready to market our culture right now. So first thing we got Kingdom Studios here. If y'all need mixing, mastering, recording, video, art, whatever you need, come to Kingdom Studios Recording right now. We got a 70% off sale on mixing and mastering right now. So y'all go to the website. The website link is in the description. Y'all make sure y'all go through there and y'all go check that out. So the song that y'all heard earlier, of course, was by our brother Ra'ash. We Got Next. Y'all make sure y'all go to his website, which is also in the description as well, and go check out his album. Go purchase that album. Great piece of work. Great piece of work. Y'all look, won't be disappointed. You got that Benjamin flavor, yeah. Yeah. So next, I'm gonna let our brother himself explain this chess tournament here, cause I really wanted to get down with the chess tournament. So the one that I got up is with the actual the white background.
Okay, yeah, we got a Hebrew chess tournament going on, catering to our culture, catering to those who use the mind to get a little games in. The Read Report is the hosting it, so if y'all could subscribe to the Read Report, and you could check out some of the videos we do concerning chess. So that way you could, if you want to grow in chess, come be a part of the tournament. If you want to support the fact that we're trying to find a champion in Hebrew, in the culture of Hebrews, that a chess champion. And right now, I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I hold the belt. I'm just right now.
Look, y'all come and get served by Balas. Cause he's coming and he's coming to take it home. y'all come and get served.
Yeah, but so subscribe to the Read Report, and you can catch up to the Hebrew chess tournament. This next flyer we got on here is Purim Business Gift Exchange. So this Purim, we calling all businesses, all the Hebrew businesses together, and we gonna do a gift exchange to support one another in our entrepreneur endeavors. So you see that link right there, typing in exact lettering. You have to type in bit.ly/Purim Business, and you fill out your business information. We also doing promotions through the Sand of the Seas collectives, through the Sand of the Seas Collective, which is a group of businesses that come together to help push the Hebrew economics, Hebrew building, business building. So if you got a business and you want to do a gift exchange between businesses and associate yourselves with other businesses that are Hebrew, go ahead and sign up.
So all of this information is in the description. Everything here in the description. So, getting back on topic. So, Raj, continue where you were, and we're going to shift it.
Oh, so we're talking about the culture, our owning our culture, marketing and promoting our culture, like what we've just done. Right. So this is something that needs to be done within the quote unquote black community on a holistic level. You understand? We know we have that knowledge, we have that information, we understand that nationalism is good. Nothing is wrong with owning your own, repping for your own, supporting your own. You understand? We understand that. Now, when you look at the amount of money that comes out of our community that goes into the other nations, right? Let's say that, and I'm sure that there are persons that are within our community that is more than capable, to provide services that they are going outside the other nations for. You understand? That is another thing. That is one of the things that is hurting us the most. Within our community, there is not enough support for each other's businesses. You understand? Because I've seen where, and that is one of the reasons why the other nations, especially the Asian, the Chinese people, came in even over here in Jamaica, right? And they took over supermarkets and stores that was owned and operated by our people. But because um, our people would not normally, readily support it on a level where they would go there and buy and make sure that the business is up. They would like we have a thing that we call trust over here in Jamaica, and it's not the trust like being confident in having confidence in somebody. No, that trust is where persons come. You call it in America credit. Instead of them coming and buying, right, and supporting the business, they would just credit, and they will want to credit and add to that credit until they can't pay. And that was one of the things that hurt our business. A lot of the supermarkets that I grew up with, right, from maybe 20, 30, up to 30 years ago, I know owned by Chinese.
Yeah, because we
And
have
operated by
Sister Kaya. She said 98% of the food stores in Jamaica is Chinese owned.
She's right.
98 is a big number.
She is right.
That's more than 75%.
She's right. And mind you, these supermarkets maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago were owned by our people. You understand? But
Man,
because
if you think about it, the leadership in Jamaica did absolutely nothing to prevent them from monopolizing the food markets, food stores.
They did nothing. Indeed, they did nothing. What they did was help. They were more so. All right, let me break this down a little bit. Let me go a little further. You have corporate companies over here such as Grace Kennedy. They are one of the major suppliers of food, right? One of the big food companies over here. Now, coupled with the Jamaican government, when these people just begin to come in here and they started to, see Jamaica as a way of what you'll call it, expanding their empire. Grace Kennedy, if I, as a little Jamaican, right, would go to a Grace Kennedy with a proposal and then said, this is what I want to do. I want to open a supermarket or maybe a corner store wherein I would supply food to the community. This is my proposal. I need some help from you or a grant from you that can start the business, help the business to grow. Then, I'll be able to pay back over a period of time. Now, watch this. The Chinese came in here with that same proposal, right? A lot of Jamaicans went to them, and I have it on record, persons who talk about them going to Grace Kennedy and other, but Grace Kennedy is one of the biggest one, and didn't get any grant. And when the Chinese came here, they got grants from Grace Kennedy to open supermarkets, so they were able to get the money and buy it out for those who have to shut down. So they helped to kill our own business, right? And another thing what happened is that the Jamaican government, right, make it even easier for them by giving them a tax levy of 5 to 7 years. So within 5 to 7 years, they don't have to pay any tax.
Wow.
So they weren't paying any tax, right? Now, watch this. When that 5 year up to 7 year is about to finish, those set of Chinese will move out of that business and allow others that comes in. They have played a trick on our people. And because our people were vigilant enough to see that this was going to hurt us, and they were going to take over like what they're doing in Africa, the same thing is about to be done here.
And basically just stumped us out. They really just stumped, like in that area, just stumped us out. And they do that same thing here. They're doing that same thing here.
I know.
Every time we shop outside of our nation, it's like we're taking food out of our own community.
Definitely.
Like because when they came up and popped up with their big Walmarts, Kroger's, and all of these big superstores. When they popped up with all of these superstores, it stumped out all the small mom and pop stores.
Yeah, man, it hurts all the corner stores owned by our people, right? And let's look at it now. Within our communities.
And I'm gonna say that they wasn't giving no credit.
You understand? So when you check this out, right? over here in Jamaica, in America, I know that it's a multiplicity of races. It's not like Jamaica who just have them and then us. We are maybe, let's say, we are about 90%, 90%, 97, 98% of our race in Jamaica, right? When I go to the supermarkets, maybe before the weekend or even during the week, I don't see one Chinese man in there consuming. It's our people.
Wow.
So they are siphoning money off us. Another thing that they don't do for Jamaica. And even though you hear them coming over here say they're doing roads, they're not giving us anything. What they're doing, it's going to benefit them in the end because they know that we're not able to pay for it. So the money is made and it's taken outside of the country. Nothing is saved. They're not doing anything for Jamaica. And I know that. A lot of persons know that, but guess what? It's all politics, and because we don't have a government that we don't have somebody like you said, Deacon. We don't have anyone to talk for us and to stand up for our rights. Persons who want to do it don't have the power to do it, and those that are in power, that are elected to do so, fail to do it.
What do you think the fear is? Is the fear of murder, assassination? Are they getting money behind it, or is it both? Or what's the people think out there? And what do you think?
Bar out the other words. Use the money, because that's what it is. They are being paid. You understand? They are being paid. That's it. Cut and dry, point blank and period. They have been paid. So it's not to say that they're afraid of somebody taking them out. You understand? You are the president. You are the prime minister. You have the forces. You have the police force. You have the security. You have the army. It's yours. You control it. You understand? So outside of that, there is no need for you to fear a set of people that doesn't have the majority. It's the money. Even with for them selling out everything, right? They sold out the airports. I think it's one close to where I'm living here, Montego Bay. I think that one was sold to the Mexican, right? Now they're selling out the transport sector to the Chinese, and other things that are here that were owned by us are being sold out. So it's the same. It's just because America has a president, or it's a sovereign nation, wherein they can't do that in a holistic sense. But we know, because we are a third world country, quote unquote. Don't have a lot of money and are rich. They do these things to us.
So now we got an understanding on that level where we know, like I said, we already know Big Brother gonna kind of stump us out, and then also those of our own are going to sell us out. So we got all of these different things working against us. So I want to shift things towards self. So as far as
can I say something real quick? I just wanted to say, because I wanted to come behind that. Can I say something real quick?
Go right ahead.
Okay, this is just real quick. When you said that people are coming in and not being taxed, if you remember the scripture where it says, where Yeshua said, "Render unto Caesar's what Caesar's," but before he said that, he asked, I can't remember who he asked, but he asked one of the disciples.
Peter. It was Peter.
Okay, he asked Peter.
Matthew 17:22.
Yep. He asked Peter, he said, "Who do the Father charge the taxes to? To his son, or to those he don't know?" And he said, "Well, it's going to be to those he don't know." So if you in a situation where you getting taxed, it's because you the unknown. So if I'm putting it in a scenario, I got to read the scripture. So I could let me just read it real quick. What scripture was it?
Hold on. Matthew 17, pick up at verse 25. You can pick up at verse 25. Or you can start at verse 24. 24 set the backdrop for it.
No, I'm not trying to do no preaching or nothing. It's just this on the tax, this on the business.
Yeah, man. It goes into why Christ had to say what he said to Peter.
17 and
Verse 24. Start at 24.
okay, and when he came, and when they came, and when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, "Doth not your master pay tribute?" And he said, "Yes." And when he was coming to the house, Yeshua prevented him. So he prevented him, like, hold on, you know, like you just volunteering me to pay taxes? He's saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of what do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers? So who is the king gonna tax? They children or strangers, right? Peter saith unto him, of strangers. Of course, anybody would say that.
Yeah.
Yeshua saith that unto him, then are the children free. So those that's getting taxed are not free.
Not at all.
According to the word.
Not at all. You understand? And it's a scripture that I normally use. You know, even when we're on street preaching, that is a precept that we use to show our people that we're not free.
Right.
Yep.
So they gon' yeah, they gonna knock us down every time we try to get up. But when we ain't dealing in the spirit of, in the spirit in which we are called to be, kings and priests, then that's when we get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down and knocked down, because we ain't dealing in the spirit in which we supposed to be.
Yeah.
So gravitating back over, we about to turn this thing towards self now, and pretty much where we were speaking on in the beginning, where when our people do receive knowledge, or our people do receive the right assistance to get ahead of the curve and to get ahead of that ball that's already rolling, when we do, why do we lack the commitment to carry things through? Why do we lack that commitment?
Wow.
Any one of y'all can take it. Any one of y'all can take it.
All right, Deacon, you go, Deacon.
Okay, so that's why I brought in from the beginning. It's culture, it's tradition. What's your tradition? The reason why you can't finish a program or you can't grow from a program, because your tradition and culture is bad. It's bad. When you graduate from high school, you either go on to further your education or you stop.
So are we going to say that we create bad habits in that midst?
Bad habits? I mean, bad habits creating from where, though? Starting from where? Where did it start from?
There wasn't a start, if you ask me. so a lot of people, when they end up getting out there and jumping into it, they're pulling from the hip.
That's true.
So
they never got it in the first place.
Bad habits start from drawing from. I feel like the bad habits start from drawing from the hip. I know that happened to me until somebody said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you some free lessons," or even better, when our people take the resources that we do have and invest those resources into something that's going to better us. Because not all the time do you need to invest your resources into, like, what do they call that thing? Stocks and bonds and different things like that. Not really talking about that. Investing your resources in gaining knowledge. Because that's going to be your greatest asset. Knowledge will always be our greatest asset. It gives us so much more leverage when we have the knowledge and the know-how and how to do things in a very tactful or strategic way. Let's say a strategic way.
But okay,
go ahead.
no, see now knowledge, right?
Yep.
Knowledge. How do you acquire knowledge? How do you acquire knowledge? If when you were young, how did you acquire knowledge? Where did your knowledge come from?
I had to ask, but we're in a whole different age now. Everything is
One click away.
Google give you anything that you want, so we don't have no excuse no more.
You right.
The earth have opened itself.
You right.
So we don't really have an excuse. Anything you want to ask. For all the things that no boast in the bracket, for all the things that I know how to do and that I have ran into through not necessity, but just having to do it, I researched it. I put the time into it. I invested in classes. I invested in equipment myself in order to get a return from it to better off myself and also my family. But that's me. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about the majority now.
Okay.
We talking about the majority.
And that's where I would like to reflect on it, because we all have a situation where at first in the beginning we was all pretty much a part of the majority. You know what I mean? Mm. And then we kind of grew out of being the majority, but into the into our growing in our own path in the name of the Most High. But the deal with the majority is that it's propaganda. It's it's work culture. It's society. It's when I grew up, right? Well, wasn't no internet like that. It was internet, but it wasn't internet that would benefit me per se.
Right.
When I was young. So my knowledge I had to gain with my intellect, with my own intellect, and I'm not discrediting my parents or nothing like that. They did what they could do, what was given to them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying most of my information came from my own intellect, because there was no OG. There was no triple OG. You see what I'm saying? And that's a lot of us. It's like, ain't no OG out there because we ain't living that long. Right. And then if we do decide to live that long, we unhealthy and can't give no advice.
So what can we do to start shifting? What's a solution that we can start today? Anybody, in the simplest form, in your opinion, what can we do today to start shifting that culture balance or dynamic?
All right, go ahead, Deacon. Go ahead.
I was gonna say immediate household. He say, me and my house, we shall serve the Lord, right? You start with home. And the internet gonna do you some good, but it's gonna connect you with some, information or knowledge or whatever. It'll connect you, but you really have to figure out. You can start on the internet, or you can start where, as long as you get started. I'm gonna just say that, but start with putting the right people around you. If you got the wrong people around you, like when it comes to business, like I have to change my whole, even in the truth, I had to be like, I had friends, now it's like, man, I'm just business. Cause right now I'm getting old. I can't be trying to pick up friends and carry and especially family. Family I had a long time ago when I came into the truth. I just had to be like, man, y'all just not gonna go in this direction. And it's fine. Later on in life, Father willing, he changed your mind, but I did that so that way I could have the right attitude in Christ, in Yeshua, in the Most High, spiritually, so I could have the right mind spiritually. But when it comes to business, it's the same situation.
So TBT fam, real quick, everybody in the comments, like anybody that may own a business or that is growing a business or anything, drop in the comments in one statement. And one statement, if you can, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna read a few later on when they pop up. What's one thing that we can do to start shifting this dynamic in our mindset of building businesses and supporting businesses? Because that's going to be the next thing that we're going to round it off and shift it off at the end. Because a lot of the times we're not even really supporting one another the way that we would need to. Because guaranteed, if Amazon had something on sale and somebody felt like that was something that everybody need, that Amazon link gonna float.
Yeah.
Right.
That Amazon link gonna float. But let a black brother, sister, Hispanic, Native American share something on Facebook or Instagram and different things like that. Real good product. Real good presentation. Probably might get about maybe like 20, and that's on a good day. You get 20 thumbs up, 20 hearts.
Bro, I can and family and it goes back to what Deacon just said. You understand? The culture. It is not accepted. Therefore, it won't be marketed and promoted. Because like you said, Amazon or eBay has this sale going. And man, good old Jimmy just find it and Jimmy just start to share it. Hey man, I just see something on Amazon, man. Here's a link, man. Go get it. But let's say you have a product now. You're talking about mixing, mastering, and you're good. You have industry standard. You have it to the level where Billboard, you have a Sony record or a Universal record that would, that's the quality that you have. But guess what? They will go around the road to, good Mr. Chin, who is not even producing your kind of music. And because it's cheaper, according to them, you understand, they're more so supported. So there is not that appreciation of our own. You understand? It's just like we had a discussion. I was in a discussion last night where, persons were saying the same thing along this line. They would more so look at other people or look at the other nation there. Let me say it like that. And if the other nation, even though you're providing the same service, you're providing the same at the same quality, maybe even at a better rate, where it can benefit them because they know your business, you are always there to help them. You're within the community. Whatever you acquire, you will spend it in the community. But yet they will go to Mr. Chen, and that money not helping our people. So that's the thing with our people. Instead of supporting what you know can help or is going to, even if it's not affecting you, and a person will say, okay, because it's not affecting me, then I don't care. And that was one of the things that our brother was on the program talking about. And I'm like, this is what is hurting us the most. Listen, you have a website, right? You're selling music, but then somebody copies your music and have it selling at a cheaper rate. And he will go over there and buy your music from that person, who that person is not helping you because that money not coming to you, as opposed to coming to you and buying from you. And the person is like, I don't care. I spend my money how I want to spend it. And I'm like, that is why we're dying. That is why we don't have anything. And that is why our business is not growing. So people with that kind of mindset.
So we got a comment in the chat from Judah Well Trademark. It said, we have to come to the realization that the kingdom comes not by observation. You have to work, no slothfulness and no entitlement.
Exactly.
So a thing.
Especially on the slothfulness part.
Because sometimes we can get weary at the hand. Like, building a business is not easy. Building a business is not easy. A lot of people struggle with their businesses, and this is statistically known that if your business ain't just handed to you, like almost 80% of businesses struggle for the first 2 to 5 years before they even really even get marketable. Get what is it, marketable? I think that's the word. Yeah, to be marketable, to where they can actually sell on a mainstream, just even outside of their city, or even pull up another location.
Right.
A lot of people go through divorces, breakups with families, and different things like that, trying to build businesses. But when it comes to us, we don't have that, that mentality. Not saying that you should sever, relationships and just burn bridges. Not saying burn bridges at all. But if it is a bridge that you have to burn that's not going to better you, by all means, be there with your torch and pitchfork. So, so we got to start thinking better for ourselves. We got to start thinking better for our culture, because we're growing into a culture that's powered by the power that turns the light on for everybody. He the one who keep the light on for you. What? Not Motel 8. He the one who keep the light on for you. So we just gotta follow that and get into a more of that mindset. Pretty much like Sid said, no slothfulness. You got to go hard. You got to get 120, you got to give 144,000% more than what you would have for when you worked at the job that you worked at.
But check this out. I've gone through researches and reading about our people, even in slavery, right? I was looking at an article that someone posted a picture on Instagram on I think it was Tuesday, yeah, wherein it shows our family when we were in slavery. Our family was together. The moment that we were told that we're integrated or we know quote unquote free, our family begins to sever, right? So the same is true with this. When we were under the struggles, we were more supportive of each other. We had to trade amongst ourselves. Hence why we had a community called Black Wall Street.
Right.
You understand? We were more conscious of trading amongst ourselves, building up each other. But I don't know, something happens. I think after the Black Wall Street, a social engineering program was put in place. And because our people are not aware of what is being done to us, you understand? On a spiritual level, also on a psychological level, and a mental level, they don't understand. Our people don't know, and that is why when you check this out, if the Black Wall Street could not fail, it wouldn't fail. It was doing so well that they had to take it out. So it means then that if we understand the culture again, if we understand the culture of supporting our own people, bonding together as a race, and be able to help each other to sustain our businesses, we will do much better, because we have two of them. We have one a priority, or let's say one important thing, as in healthcare. If we have that sector, remember everybody else need healthcare.
Right.
So if we can capitalize on that and build it up as a what you call it a corporate business, one of them giant, what you call it, business, as build it up to the top like where Jeff Bezos is. Healthcare, think about it. Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Think about it. Elon Musk. You understand? Tesla. Let's say we work together and put healthcare at that level. It would benefit our nation, but it's just what it is. You understand?
So what I just did as well, I just threw 3 links in there. So we had similar conversations to this conversation. So what sparked it for me to throw these ones in there. One of them, we did a talk concerning business, just speaking on things that we could do as a people, and actually we went into some history such as Black Wall Street, and read in some details some things that went on in Black Wall Street that actually crippled us in that point in time. So I don't want to be redundant and bring everything up in here, so that's why I put the link down there for those who haven't seen it. For those who haven't seen it. So also we had a brother by the name of Lance Greer come on, and he was an entrepreneur. So he gave some great knowledge on business skills.
Right.
Great knowledge on business skills. That's one that you want to look at. We had brother Jeremy Harris come through as well, which is the third link that's down there. He's into Bitcoin. He got a nice successful. When I say a nice successful business in Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was coming up when it was small, he invested into it when it was small. He took what he had and prayed to the Most High and said, "Hey, if this is a direction you want me to go in, hey, I'm going in it." He went in that direction, and we see him years later, almost maybe 6 years later, from when we had a conversation with him. He like, "Yeah, I got this going on here, and I'm helping this person and that person, and it's a lot." When I tell you, it's something that you definitely want to invest in. Go see that brother. We got the link in there with all of his information in there. Lance Greer, you can schedule a consultation with him and talk with him about business and hear all of these different opportunities. We're TBT Radio. We're pushing this. We're putting these opportunities out here to bring other business owners on and to actually talk about these different things, because I know I do music, but music ain't the only thing that's needed in the community. It's saturated, and we not just gonna hone in on just music. We love music. We love entertainment, but the king look. That's like saying the whole body is an eyeball. The whole body is not just the eyeball. We got many different members. So we're gonna start highlighting a lot of these different businesses from here on out, and just highlighting different businesses and showing people like, okay, if that don't work for you, if that niche don't work for you, we're gonna put things out here where you may be gravitated to it, and there's people it's their profession. But the first step, like Deke said, hey, you're gonna have to change yourself. You're gonna have to start with your house. A lot of these bad habits that we've created for ourselves, we gotta untrain ourselves from these bad habits. We gotta get around some mentors. We gotta get some business mentors. We gotta start changing some of the friends that we around. If you change it, one of the biggest things I know I had to change my mindset from was from a consumer mindset. That was the biggest mindset change that I had to change.
That's it. That is it. We have a consumer mentality. The whole race of so-called black people have a consumer mentality, and I've seen it over here in Jamaica. Instead of manufacturing, we consume. You understand? And we're not. 90% of the things that we're consuming are things that we ourselves can do. We have the resources, we have the skills, and there are persons here with the know-how to get it done. But we rather to go and consume it as opposed to just say, let's research this. Let's go into it, research it, get the knowledge of it, get the understanding of it, and then go at it. You understand? Consuming is something that needs to change within our community. A consumer mentality.
Probably about like 3 months back, I put a post up on Facebook. I said, who does carpentry? I got like 1 or 2 beings in there. One person actually inboxed me, "Hey, what you need?" I said, "Hey, who do welding?" I got one person. The things that's actually going to help us when this system tears down, you don't know how to build a house. You ain't got nobody around you that know how to build a house. You ain't got nobody around you that could weld something together. Look, we need to start getting into a lot of these trades. I never forget. Yeah. I never forget when I was younger. I think I was probably about 15 years old. My uncle, he owned a mechanic business, and he was trying to get me into mechanic, working on cars and trucks and different things like that. But I just wasn't drawn towards that. But I never forget the wisdom that he gave me. He said, "Hey, what you want to go into something that people will all always need.
Mm-hmm.
People always having babies, so those babies grow up to be adults. So you need a house built. Everybody need a car to get back and forth to work, and eventually it's going to need maintenance. You in the healthcare field, people unfortunately will get to a point where they get sick and they will have to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So not trying to monopolize off of people, but creating a service. Because if you're trying to monopolize off of different things, you're in the wrong mindset. If you're chasing a dollar, you're in the wrong mindset. So that mindset needs to change immediately as well. If you're chasing the dollar, don't chase the dollar. The dollar is always going to be there. But what we as a people need to focus on is creating a service. And that's what we don't do. We don't look to create a service. So if somebody feel like they're being sold to, of course, I don't want like when I walk through Walmart, I do my best to dodge the cable people or the cell phone people that be like, hey, who you have your cell phone through? Hey, who do you have your internet through? I'm like, look, I already got internet and I'm good with them. Even if I don't got internet, I'm good. I can't afford it.
Right.
We want to be in the mindset to create a service, something that's actually going to help.
Right. Off the top of that, just pick up on what you just said. It's the same thing that happens with me over here in Jamaica. Now, I am from 1998, I started to learn trade. I grew up learning carpentry. Right? So I know how to build. I can build.
Mm-hmm.
I went in the early 2000s, heading up to 2005, 2006 to 7, right? I learned masonry, so I'm able to build. I know how to build. I understand that. Good. Now, I remember I was in the Christian church. It was my bishop at the time who said to me, there are 3 things that you need to get into. Those 3 things, you said the right thing, persons are always going to need those services. No, he says building construction is one. There's house always there always have to be a house or some building going up. Entertainment is the other, and the food. He named those 3 things to me, and I said, listen, pick one of these, choose one of these, and I guarantee you will survive. You understand? So within our nation, there needs to be the mindset. We are builders. I mean, I don't know if. And that's why I blame the education. I fault the education system, because when I go back to research our ancestors who came over here, or even when they were in Ghana, check this out: engineers, technicians, architects, nurses, doctors, you name it. All of these things that is why we're able to colonize the west coast of Africa and be able to build up an empire that was so coveted. But in over here we become, I don't know what happens. We just regress to a point where you can't find a good trade man. You can't find somebody who can just come to you, build something like you're building a studio that you need to put in installation. You can't find anybody within our nation that does that at a holistic level. You might have to come to YouTube, and 90% of the time who is teaching you is that of your nation. I'm seeing it, bro. So I agree with you 100%.
So even though the times are different, so rounding it off and rounding the end off, even though the times are different and everything is at the at your fingertips with cell phones and internet and different things like that, things. The reason why, in my opinion, and what I'm seeing, and I know everybody can vouch for it, where everything is going, everybody is trying to be the next internet sensation. Everybody's trying to go viral. So a lot of our youth that's growing up now, they like, hey, if I do this dance on TikTok and I go viral with it, everybody be like, for those who be on there, they get the joke, but I don't think Dick be on the he be too into business.
Right, but so I mean, so they're doing that, right? And there is no there's not that sense of saying, okay, what if I am support, what if I need something to be built? How do I go about it? Am I going to just go and consume it? No, because everybody wants to go viral, like you say. So, they're just into this cyber world. Please, we need to get back into reality. Please, let us, for God's sake, get back into reality. Yes.
Yeah. So this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dick.
I was gonna ask Raj, like, I mean, you talked about Jamaica earlier. I just wanted to find out. I mean, we got some broken systems out here. How come poverty? I mean, it's gonna be a loaded question, but how come poverty is much more in higher numbers in Jamaica than compared to other places?
Deacon, I think you view CNN, right? CNN is where you get those information from, right?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
CNN.
Come on, CNN as what is his name? What is that rapper's name that I love? He has a song. What is his name? He calls it Corrupt News Network.
Correct.
That's what CNN is. Corrupt News Network. You can't.
That's a good
Jamaica
one.
is rich. Don't let them trick you. Jamaica is rich. If Jamaica wasn't rich, you wouldn't have people from China coming here and leaving with the bag. And you understand? So Jamaica is not quote unquote poverty as listen. Yes, we have corrupt governments who don't really deal with the people and the level that they are supposed to deal with them. But money is here. I live here and I've seen. Jamaica is not poor, my brother. Don't let nobody tell you that Jamaica is poor. Jamaica is wealthy. I mean, rich. Jamaica is probably one of the richest Caribbean country right now.
What's my boy name? We gonna hit him with that Flavor Flav. Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't
Definitely.
believe the hype.
Let me tell you something. The zinc fence and the zinc fence and those places that they take some shots off and show you, that is not Jamaica. That is just a mine. That's like I can't say I couldn't say Philly is just one aspect of ghetto. You understand? Because there is better sides to it. Jamaica has wealthy people, wealthy. You have average people that are here that are living good. You understand? So what they do, and I was just learning that the other day, where they market this homicidal crime and poverty to bring a person, just like what they were doing to Africa. When you check Africa, Africa is so wealthy. Outside of it, Jamaica is not poor, my brother. Jamaica is not. I would never go on any broadcast or any international station saying Jamaica is poor, because I know better. I live here. Jamaica is not poor. You understand? We have a culture wherein the leaders are the problem 90% of the time, and the people with their mindset. That's when we go back to the culture, the mindset. Yeah, Jamaica is full of resources. That is why everybody is coming here. Natural resources are here. We have so many rivers. You understand? Jamaica have one of the purest water systems in the world right now. One of the purest, if not the purest. You understand? So there are so many things here. When you check the China, check it. The Syrians are here. They are doing well. Their business are growing. They come and they build furniture and they carry appliances and they sell. You understand? They will tell you Jamaica is not poor. So
let me tell you, America
it's just what's seen in marketing.
America make it seem like everybody is poor but us.
No. I've never been to America. I've never traveled to America. I've never been there, right? But yet I sit here in Jamaica and I make US dollars, and I've never traveled there. So if Jamaica, if there wasn't that a system set up where listen, man, you have persons here, some young men that are doing well. The problem that we have a culture that we need to break out of. That there's a crab in a barrel. There's a crab in a barrel. I'm going to use that. Crab in a barrel mentality, where if you are rising out of it, I don't want to promote you. I also want to tear you down, and then both of us stay in the same condition. As opposed to you coming out and I see and just help you to come out so that you can pull me out. And 90% of the time, persons come out, and when they look back, they don't help. But right. Jamaica is not poor. One of the things that holds Jamaica at a disadvantage is The money that is here is on one side, and they control that money so it don't flow through Jamaica. Jamaica is wealthy. If the money was circulating through Jamaica, you would have you will looking at us like, let's say, one of the countries that is doing well. Trinidad is doing well, right? Because right now, even like, let's show you that there's a culture. Trinidad who owns a lot of the manufacturers, things that are manufactured and said, it's coming from Trinidad right now. You understand? So that is the problem that we're having. The money is on one side. That's how I would say it. It's not that Jamaica is in poverty. You understand? To an extent where it's so bad. Nah.
So across the board, rounding this thing off, because we've come to our peak point. We've come to the threshold of the show. So what we've done today is identify the things that keep us behind the ball. One thing being the lack of knowledge. Another being the lack of, what did I have here? The lack to commit if you do have the knowledge. The lack of support. And I know that's something that's in our community right now. It's a bad lack of support. If you're not popular, then that support is not there. So we need to tear that mindset down and that ideology down as well, and start looking for quality. Start looking for professionalism, because we're going to have a show on that as well. Bringing professionalism back into Israel, because we come into the truth and we forget the professionalism and leave that at the door. It's like we get baptized and leave that in the water. No, bring that with you, because we're gonna need that with building business relationships and also relationships in general. Just building a general relationship, being professional with one another. We don't need to make a culture of being just loose with each other. We can have love, but we don't have to be that loose with each other. So also the next thing is like I was just speaking on, our culture. They're bringing their culture. So we have to shift that dynamic, and we got to start shifting it right now with some of the things that's been spoken on tonight. Now, we ain't spoke on every aspect of it, but it's a start. This is the start. We're going to have many more conversations. We're going to bring many more people in and move things in a new way, because we need a new way. This is a void that's in Israel. We don't speak about business at all. We don't speak about how to conduct business. So that's going to be a show as well on how we are going to conduct business, how we should conduct business. And that show, we may break out the scriptures on that one. I'm just gonna be straightforward with you. We gonna break out the scriptures on how we gonna have to conduct ourselves in business. Right. Because a lot of people don't believe that it's in the scriptures that we should business etiquette.
Should not be slutful in business.
Right. Business etiquette is in the scriptures. Which ties into that professionalism. So, like I said, rounding it off, our solution is not being we'll bring it into what our sister said, not being slothful and not having an entitled mindset.
Right.
Slowfulness will not get you anywhere. And as a matter of fact, I got a precept Akshan always drill. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep the spirit of the brother up in here. All right. Where are we at? I don't want that one now. We're going to Proverbs 12 and 24. Proverbs 12 and 24. I want a different version that'll show up better for y'all. All right, here we go. So, Proverbs 12 and 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. That's look. Stay diligent at what you do. If you own a business, it don't matter if ain't nobody supporting it right now. Stay diligent. These are those growing points. These, if you in the truth, and you know Christ, everything may not be going good in your spiritual journey. Stay diligent, because if you become slothful, intending to your business, which is on two spectrums, because I'm speaking about two things at one time. If you get slothful on your spirit, and your spirit start dwindling away, it said you're going to be under tribute, and tribute is servitude.
That's right.
Tribute is servitude. If you did not know what tribute is, that's servitude. You're going to serve something else if you start lacking in the spirit. But business, let's get back on topic. You're going to be in servitude. You're going to fall into a position to where you have to work for somebody else. And they going to fix your rate. They going to tell you how much you going to make. They going to tell you when you can come in and when you can go home. And if they close down, they going to tell you, we ain't got no more work for you. We done sold our business to Wing Chang.
So you're out of a job.
You're out of a job. I'm sorry for the short notice. Sorry, but not sorry for the short notice. We're shipping everything overseas. So with that, look, we gonna get business going on. And I want to actually, since the spirit on me right now, everybody that's listening, for this week, I want to give y'all some action on outside of this, because I already gave y'all a lot of action, or we've already gave y'all a lot of things to start putting into action. But the one thing I want everybody to start doing is to start putting in action at the minimum. Share three. Every time that you tongue got twisted. Every time you're on social media, pick you 3 businesses to promote this week. Promote them at the minimum of at least 3 times. 3 businesses promote each one of them at least 3 times at the minimum. If you do more, all praises to the Most High. Be genuine with it. But that's an action that I want everybody to take. Like I said, anybody that's a business owner in the chat, throw your business in the chat, because I know I'm going to be sharing on Facebook. I know I'm going to be sharing on Instagram. And we're going to push these things through the 4 corners of the earth, because we are all that we got. The other nations are sticking with each other. They not shopping with us. Mr. Wing Chang ain't coming with us. Mr. I can't even think of how the other nations be coming up with some of these last names. Mr. Abdullah Abdulgada ain't coming to come shop with us. So make sure y'all put those businesses, whether it's a Facebook link, Instagram link, a website, put those down in the chat, because we need to start supporting each other and start taking this thing to a whole nother level. So I've been your host, Ak Chop. We had our co-host today and guest host, Ra'ash and Deacon Balaz. And we're going to pray on it and stay on it until the next one. Shalom, Mayim. And we're going to go out with with our brother Shadayawar too. You ready for this, Kingdom? I said, me too.
Hey, Shadayawar, hey, you say you tryna see the kingdom, I'm like, me too. Bring out your Bible, time to study and then regroup. Hey, you say you're enduring to the end, and I'm like, me too. Ain't no time for flocking, ain't no stopping, save a soul, let's get it pop. You say you're trying to see the kingdom, I'm like, me too. Bring out your Bible, time to study and then regroup. Hey, you say you're enduring to the end, and I'm like, me too. Ain't no time for flocking, ain't no stopping, save a soul, let's get it pop. Hey, I've been in this truth for a year after I turned 22. too. And I ain't stopping for nobody, homie, I'm just getting started. I ain't doing this for profit, I'm just trying to save a soul. No vainglory, I'm trying to please my Abba, get through them doors. I failed, then I rose, no Derek, I feel hysterical. You went through what I went through, then you would say it's a miracle. I ain't changed up with darker giving, and I ain't give up. I'm married to this truth and no, I ain't getting a prenup. People say Shadiah or change, but I remain the same. Enduring through the pain, when it's sunny, you gotta expect the rain. Through the cloudy days, there is shade, so no, don't be arrayed. You better fix your face and forgive, don't wanna be a hate. You say you tryna see the kingdom, I'm like, me too. Bring out your Bible, time to study and then regroup. Hey, you say you're enduring to the end, and I'm like, me too. Ain't no time for flocking, ain't no stopping. Save a soul, let's get it pop. You say you're trying to see the kingdom, I'm like, me too. Bring out your Bible, time to study and then regroup. Hey, you say you're enduring to the end, and I'm like, me too. Ain't no time for flocking, ain't no stopping. Save a soul, let's get it pop. Save a soul, let's get it poppin'. What you waiting for? 144 need to be saved, what you debating for? You say you working for the kingdom, but can't bring a brick. You tryna wait and divide and conquer and hit a lick. You want your own camp, huh? Wanna be the best, huh? But them scriptures tell us relearn if we wanna be teachers, right? But you tryna fight, cultivate a strife in the body and wanna take flight. Hide your hand in thorns, but we see it, boy, this ain't midnight. Repent now, you need to sit down before I hire pitch you down. Blow the trumpet, hear the sound, why he able to be found? You can't be to and fro, Akishaya ain't no rebound. Shining through the darkness, through your Shia, yeah, we see now. Give it up, you need to split it up, and homie, choose a side. Life or death, live or die, haze or eternal life. I'm trying to save your soul when I see you. Matthew 18 tell us what to do, so brother, time to be renewed. You say you trying to see the kingdom, I'm like, me too. Bring out your Bible, time to study and then regroup. Hey, you say you're enduring to the end, and I'm like, me too. Ain't no time for flocking, ain't no stopping. Save a soul, let's get it pop. You say you're trying to see the kingdom, I'm like, me too. Bring out your Bible, time to study and then regroup. Hey, you say you're enduring to the end, and I'm like, me too. Ain't no time for flocking, ain't no stopping. Save a soul, let's get it poppin'.